Yo guys, welcome to another video, and today we're gonna have a pretty interesting topic about trading. And I think this is the topic that actually makes a ton of people lose in the markets, and I feel like this is gonna change a lot of traders out there. So we're gonna talk about exactly the illusion of control in the markets. So what did I just say? So basically, it is the illusion that you have some kind of control over the outcome of the trading, when in reality, you only have control of what you execute and your disciplinity about execution. So what do I mean by this? I mean that in the markets, people think that they do have some kind of control of whether they're going to be winning in the markets, whether they're going to be losing in the markets, whether they're going to, I don't know, make money, lose money, but actually they don't have control about anything. And it's so logical, because how can you be sure that you're going to make money? How can you be sure that you're going to lose money? And that's the point, you don't. And the trick about it is a lot of people actually think that they can control the outcome. They can basically control whether they will win or whether they will lose. But what actually they can control is only the part where they execute. So let me explain this better. So when you truly understand the words illusion of control in trading, you feel like you can control the market, you can control the outcome. But in reality, when you see it on the chart, you do the technical analysis, you go from top to down, top to bottom. The only control in the markets that you actually have is that click on the button once to enter the position, and then second click, which is to exit the position. So you really can't control the outcome, but what you can control is your input in the market, your execution, your exit, your take profit, your stop loss, and basically your discipline. Whether you're going to take 1 trade a day, 2, 3, 10 trades a day, it's all going to impact the result of outcome. And the point is, you can't really control the outcome because you can only control the input. Because whatever you do in the market, you cannot control what you get, because if you break all of your rules, that means that you broke all of the rules, but the outcome will still be random, and it will still be dependent on the situation of that day, the situation of the market especially. So it does not necessarily mean that you will lose money that day if you broke your rules. But the point is that if you break your rules, you're out of control. So you're not in control of your inputs. So you cannot even be close to being in control of your outcome. So first of all, what I would basically be my advice for this video is, if you can control your input inside the market, if you can control to actually properly execute, to enter the trade when you should, to exit the trade when you should, to take the profits when you should, that's the closest you can come to actually controlling the outcome. So basically, what you need to do is be really strict about when to enter the market, when to exit the market, and that's the only thing you can really control when you look at it that way, because nobody has the control over where would I win in the market or would I lose, because that's completely random. Like you can only calculate the outcome based on stop loss, on basically win rate, but you really can't, how do I say it, you can't calculate precisely whether the next trade is going to be a winner or a loser. But what you can do is basically get the right input inside the market, properly do everything, properly execute, and properly do all of that stuff. And what that can get you is proper results, which means a proper win rate that you have over the years of backtesting you've done, and basically from all the research, from basically you knowing the model that you trade. And if you get the correct input, correct output will follow, but you cannot know for sure what the output is going to be. So you can only always control the input. And that's what I always say to people is, if you do the right things in the market is just going to follow you. And if you keep doing the right things, market is just going to follow you along. And you can't really control the outcome, but you can control the input, which is directly going to change the output. So it's a little bit complicated topic, but I really do hope that this helped a lot of people out, because this is actually the truth, the tough truth of trading is that you can only control your input, your personal executions, your discipline, and that's it. All from there is not in your control, because you cannot really control whether the next trade is going to win or lose. You can just control whether you're going to take it, whether it's going to be a good setup that you take, whether it's going to be a bad setup that you take. And that's the closest you can come to actually being in control of trading. So I hope the video helped, and I'm going to see you in the next one.